It was the time before pain, when man lived in harmony with the earth and even the heavens seemed at peace. But something began to change. The green lost its glow. The wind, once gentle, grew heavy. It was the dawn of pride, the first echo of disobedience. From above, watchful eyes observed. They were angels sent to protect, called the Watchers. For ages they had looked upon humanity. But now admiration turned into desire. The purity of heaven began to stain. Among them was Samiaza, their leader. He gazed upon the earth, and felt what he should never have felt. For even light can desire what belongs to the flesh. In the days of Jared, ancestor of Noah, the boundary between heaven and earth began to weaken. The daughters of men were beautiful, and the angels, enthralled, struggled against their yearning. Divine silence hung heavy, until Samiaza spoke to his brothers. Let us descend, for heaven no longer belongs to us. And thus began the fall, the day heaven touched the earth, and the echoes of rebellion spread through eternity. Night cloaked the ancient mountains. The wind whispered through the rocks, and at the center rose Mount Hermon, shrouded in mist and silence. From the heights, 200 angels descended, led by Samiaza. In the days of Jared, the Watchers came down to earth, not by divine command, but by desire. Gathered at the foot of the mountain, they hesitated before the act of rebellion. Samiaza's voice thundered, "If I alone descend, I alone shall fall." A silence settled over them, then a voice answered, and soon others joined in a chorus. "Let us all swear together." The pact was sealed. The ground trembled. Heaven split open in light and shadow. There, at the foot of Mount Hermon, the Watchers swore their fall, and the universe changed. Wings stirred. Sparks crossed the air. The voices of heaven wept, and the mountain became witness to rebellion. Divine light warped, celestial fire turned to shimmering darkness. The angels plunged toward the earth, leaving trails of flame across the night sky. Thus, heaven lost 200 of its sons, and the earth gained 200 of its gods. Now the Watchers walked among men, beautiful, terrible, human. The light that once radiated from them mixed with the dust of the world. They gazed upon the women of earth, and celestial desire became mortal passion. Samiaza looked upon a village from afar, torn between remorse and temptation. That oath did not only unite them, it bound them to the fall. Mount Hermon was marked with the blood of light. The guardians became rebels, and the fall was complete. At dawn, the world awoke in an illusion of peace. But high upon the mountains, the Watchers, now bound to earth, looked upon humanity with longing and sorrow. Samiaza gazed upon the beauty of mortals and murmured, "Was this what the Creator loved so deeply?" They, made of light and duty, had become prisoners of flesh, and forbidden love began. An angel approached a woman by the river, the moment when heaven touched the earth. It was the first step into transgression, the beginning of the forbidden union. The sons of God taught the women the secrets of heaven, enchantments, arts, and knowledge that mortals were never meant to know. Love was born, but it carried ruin within it. From the unions of angels and women came hybrid beings, neither celestial nor human. The Nephilim, giants of unfathomable strength and destructive power. The women bore children who grew swiftly, beautiful and terrifying, with eyes that glimmered like thunder. Villages worshipped them as gods, but soon they learned they were monsters. What is born of sin cannot live in peace. The earth began to groan. The Nephilim consumed the fruit, the grain, the beast, and when nothing remained, they turned upon mankind. The world is covered in blood and fire, forests burn, rivers dry up, and the sound of drums echoes like the heartbeat of a collapsing planet. The Watchers stand from afar, powerless before the destruction they unleashed. Samiaza falls to his knees and lifts his eyes to the heavens, but heaven is silent. The angels had touched what was sacred, and the earth wept. A human mother gazes upon her giant son, the fruit of love and curse, and tears fall. From the womb of love came ruin. For when the sons of God took the daughters of men, creation itself began to break. The world descends into imbalance. The Nephilim rule the plains, raise altars, spread war and hunger. The wisdom of the heavens is corrupted into sorcery and violence. Men kneel before those who devour them, and the Creator watches in silence. The heavens filled with wrath, and from the divine throne began to echo the murmur of judgment. The Nephilim walk among ancient ruins, their eyes burning beneath the moonlight. Where once there were songs, now there are screams, and prayers born of despair. The sons of rebellion had multiplied, and with them, the corruption of the earth. History reveals the consequence of the Watchers' forbidden love. the fusion of the divine and the profane. These giants ravage the world, devouring crops, beasts, and at last mankind itself. Cities rise in fear, yet no wall or sword can hold them back. While humanity suffers, the Watchers look on in regret, realizing that their divine gift has become a curse. Humanity learns from them the arts of war, of magic, of enchantments and rituals. Divine knowledge turned into spiritual corruption. The nights glow with strange lights and profane sacrifices. The name of God is forgotten. The earth was filled with violence. Corruption had seeped into the very bones of man, and the cry of creation rose to the heavens. The world sinks into blood and idolatry. Forests burn, pagan temples rise upon ruins, and the Nephilim reign as tyrant gods. Heaven watched and wept. But amidst the destruction, a flicker of hope emerges, a man who still walks with God. And the Lord repented that he had made man upon the earth. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. The wind blows heavy, the sky darkens. The divine silence becomes a sentence. The herald of judgment begins. The world awaits the flood, slumbering in the depths of time, ready to cleanse what rebellion had corrupted. A light breaks forth. The sound of thunder echoes, not as punishment this time, but as a call. God speaks to Noah in dreams, in visions, in winds that whisper through the trees. The end of all flesh has come before me, for the earth is filled with violence. The Creator reveals his plan, a flood that will wash away evil, cleansing the earth of all corruption. But he also reveals his promise. With you, I will establish my covenant. As God dictates the measurements of the ark, Noah gazes at the horizon, measuring, cutting wood, preparing in obedience. While others mock him, the audience sees that he is building not merely a vessel, but humanity's last chance. The Nephilim continue to spread terror. Men laugh at the prophet who speaks of rain, though they have never seen a drop fall from the sky. Tension builds. They ate, they drank, they married and were given in marriage, until the day Noah entered the ark. Then the heavens begin to change. The wind grows cold. The birds fall silent. The animals, still and watchful, gaze upward. A thunderclap splits the firmament. The first drop falls, slow, solemn. Then another, and another, until the sound of rain becomes deafening. Judgment had begun. And the earth, which once groaned in pain, now wept tears from the sky. The sky is dark, but among the thick clouds a ray of light breaks through, illuminating the solitary vessel. The rain softens, the thunder fades to a distant murmur. The earth was silenced. The roar of giants, the songs of men, and the echo of the Watchers, all swallowed by the waters. Only the ark drifts, carrying the last breath of humanity. The scene is desolate, yet filled with a strange peace and mystery. The flood is both punishment and purification, the end of one era and the dawn of another. The world we knew has vanished. The tale of the Watchers has reached its climax, but the echo of rebellion still resonates in the depths of the earth. Floating upon the waters lie fragments of ruined cities, broken statues, sunken temples. Through the clouds, lightning flashes, revealing for a heartbeat the face of a mountain, the peak of some ancient structure, as if something were being preserved beneath the waves. Inside the ark, Noah sits in silence, gazing at the horizon. His expression is calm, yet marked by sorrow and reverence. Around him, the animals rest, and the sound of rain on the wooden roof beats a new rhythm. While the world sleeps beneath the waters, a new covenant is about to be born. But not all was destroyed, some shadows remained. Not all the sons of rebellion were forgotten. Not all the echoes of defiance were silenced. There are secrets in the depths that have yet to be revealed. From the waters, a new covenant shall rise, the promise that the earth shall never again be destroyed by the rains of heaven. But the shadows still await their time. The earth will be restored. But the legacy of the Watchers still pulses through the veins of humanity. The new beginning does not erase the past, it merely hides it, for a time.